Chapter 399. Opening and closing the door. On the left side of the broken dawn immortal mansion, a black-robed old man came at great speed and lightly slapped his palm on top of the broken dawn immortal mansion. This palm did not have any massive momentum, but as the black-robed old man's palm fell, the entire immortal mansion trembled. The majestic power, through the layers of the immortal mansion's cornerstones, traveled into the immortal mansion, causing the earth where Kangchon's for people were to almost tumble. Drink. At the critical moment, Kangxia roared out, spewing out his entire body's true essence, pouring it into the immortal mansion and using it to catalyst the defensive formations within the immortal mansion. A moment later, the earth that was about to collapse gradually calmed down, but Kangchon's for people had already been sweating with fear. "It's too strong, brother. I'm sure I can escape under this person, but I'm not sure I can resist," Little Jin said gruffly. He was confident, but not arrogant. If it was just an ordinary harmonization, stage-sealed king powerhouse, he wasn't afraid. But the other party also possessed a king's treasure weapon, a powerhouse amongst harmonization stage-sealed king powerhouses. Not bad. Little Gold's cultivation isn't much worse, but he's too far behind in terms of Zhuan. A combined body stage, sealed king powerhouse, has long since comprehended a perfect Zhuan. Van Xin's face was filled with gravity. They had underestimated the strength of the top harmonization stage seal king powerhouses. Or rather, it was they who had overestimated Little Gold's strength. If eldest senior brother was here, these 6 harmonization stage seal king powerhouses wouldn't be able to block the power of eldest senior brother's slash. And this was the absolute difference in strength. Little Jin. Kangxia sniffed and was silent for a long time. Suddenly he raised his head, and his gaze was dead on Little Gold. "Brother." Little Gold's face was full of doubts, and suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Brahma Heart, who was on the side, seemed to have a guess, but his face was bland, and he didn't say anything. Kangxia stared at Zijin for a while, took a deep breath, and said in a deep voice, "Later, I will look for an opportunity for you to escape. Remember, after you escape, immediately return 2000 Edgeblade Valley. And while inquiring about the news of eldest senior brother, contact me through the communication jade slip. Brother ... Little Gold was instantly anxious when he heard this. He shook his head dead hard and said, I won't leave even if I die. Rumble ... The immortal mansion shook violently, and a terrifying force was transmitted, causing them to instantly stand unsteadily and fall to the ground. At the same time, the voice of the heavenly worker elder came once again. Kangxia, the situation is critical. If we are not allowed to come in, the immortal mansion will collapse. Elder heavenly worker's face was filled with anxiety. At the same time, his heart was very irritated. A mere true disciple. Even if he was a genius, even if he was the disciple of the law enforcement elder, he dared to ignore his words, which made him very angry. Hearing Elder Chiagong's voice, Kangchon's eyes steeply lit up. An idea suddenly surfaced in his heart. He hurriedly said to Zijin and Brahma Din, later I will let Elder Chiagong block those 3 demonic Dao powerhouses. The 2 of you take the opportunity to leave. Is that all right? In the last sentence, Kangxia looked towards Brahma Din with an inquiring face. He was very confident in Zijin's strength. But Brahma Din was going to be a little bit worse. He didn't know if he could take the opportunity to escape. Brahma Heart was very smart, a little bit of insight, heard the words and quickly nodded. Said, don't worry, as long as those 3 strong people of the righteous path are able to hold back those 3 strong people of the devil path, I will have the certainty of escaping. How many % certainty? Kangxia was still a little uneasy and asked in a deep voice. 10%. Brahma Heart revealed a confident smile. Kangxia smiled faintly, then interrupted Zijin, who was ready to speak, and said in a cold voice, Zijin, Now is not the time for you to play the hero. When you guys leave, I will break through the divine separation stage and invoke the heavenly tribulation. At that time, they won't be able to do anything to me, so feel free to rest assured." Looking at Kangxia, who had a firm face, Zijin knew that it was useless to say the words behind him, so he could only helplessly say, "Then brother, you be careful. Don't worry, once I break through the divine separation stage, it's impossible for them to leave me behind, not to mention that there are still 3 strong members of the righteous Dao here," Kangxia said with a face full of confidence. Zijin and Fandin nodded at his words. They believed in Kangxia's strength. However, Zhao Linga, who was on the side, did not want to do it anymore. As she anxiously exclaimed, "You've all left. What about this young lady?" Zijin and Fandin instantly looked over. They had almost forgotten about this great lady, and immediately looked at Kangxia with a puzzled expression. Kangxia smiled and said, "Little girl, your strength is too weak. Once you go out there, will only be a dead end. It's better to obediently stay in the immortal mansion." "Stay in the immortal mansion?" Zhao Linga froze, then frowned. "Then won't this young lady have to cross the threshold with you later?" She wasn't an idiot. In terms of intelligence, she wasn't below Fandin. Although she hadn't seen Kangxia's heavenly tribulation, she was able to guess that Kangxia's heavenly tribulation wasn't simple. She didn't want to be struck by lightning. "Don't worry, as long as you obediently stay in the immortal mansion, I guarantee you'll be fine," Kangxia said with a confident expression. Zhao Linga looked at Kangxia with some skepticism, however. Thinking of the 6 harmonization stage Seal King powerhouses outside the immortal mansion, she instantly had a jolt and grunted, "Little white boy, let's just trust you for once, if there's any damage to this young lady, I'll dig up all of your family's ancestral graves." Hearing this, Kangxia was instantly filled with black lines. It was Fandin and Zijin, who also had a face of tears and laughter. The edge of the sparsely traveled 9 heavens mirage realm appeared to be very unsettled today, with 6 combined stage Seal King powerhouses fighting fiercely, plus a huge broken dawn immortal mansion, causing even more chaos in this piece of space. Within the immortal mansion, Kangxia and the others had finished their deliberations, and everyone's face was filled with gravity. Wanting to escape from 6 combined stage Seal King powerhouses was not easy, and as for letting Elder Heavenly Worker and the others in, Kangxia wasn't that foolish, knowing that once he let the Heavenly Worker elders in, it would be easy for the other party to kill him. Although with his position in the Heavenly Dao sect, the Heavenly Worker elders might not dare to kill him, but at the moment that half-immortal artifact Heaven-Breaking Blade was still placed in the immortal mansion and could not be moved. So if the Heavenly Worker elders saw it, there was no guarantee that they would not snatch it. So Kangxia didn't even think about letting the Heavenly Worker elder and the others in. "This immortal mansion is mine. Even the Heavenly Dao sect won't be able to snatch it. Humph." Kangxia sneered in his heart. At this moment, the immortal mansion was already looking stormy. Amidst the aftershocks of the attacks of the 6 great combined stage Seal King powerhouses, as if it was about to collapse at any moment, Elder Chiagong looked extremely anxious and continuously transmitted his voice to Kangxia. However, Kangxia was unmoved, which made Elder Chiagong so furious that he almost spat out blood. And if it wasn't for the 3 Devil Dao powerhouses on the opposite side of the room pressing hard, he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to resist turning back and attacking Kangxia. "Are you guys ready?" Through the broken dawn immortal mansion, Kangxia coldly glanced at the Chiagong elder, who was filled with anger. Then with an inquiring gaze, he looked towards Zijin and Fandin. HMPH. Little Gold and Brahma Heart nodded their heads at the same time, both of their faces grave, their eyes shining with confidence. "Remember, once you inquire about eldest senior brother, tell me immediately." Seeing this, Kang Tia reminded Zijin one last time. Then his eyes looked outside the dawn-breaking immortal mansion as he violently transmitted his voice towards Elder Chiagong. Elder Skywalker, it will take some time to open the immortal mansion's gate. Please try to hold them back. Kang Tian's voice carried a hint of panic and anxiety. However, in the immortal mansion, Kang Tian's face was very calm. His eyes were ice cold, and no panic or anxiety could be seen in his complexion at all. This kind of acting skill made Brahma Heart and Little Gold secretly marveled, not realizing that Kang Tia still had this kind of ability to speak blindly with his eyes open. However, the heavenly worker elder, who was outside of the immortal mansion, naturally could not see Kang Tian's expression within the immortal mansion, and he was filled with joy as he managed to hear Kang Tian's plea for help. Don't worry, little fellow. The 3 old men can help you trap them for 10 breaths of time. Is that enough? Elder Chiagong immediately transmitted his voice back. This voice was also transmitted by Kang Tia to the 2 of them, Brahma Heart and Little Gold, and the 2 of them immediately revealed a relaxed smile. 10 breaths of time. It's enough for us to instantly leave, Little Gold said with a face full of confidence. Brahma Heart also nodded and said, 10 breaths of time is indeed enough. Their aim is the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion. As long as the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion is still there, they won't waste too much time on us.